Hi guys, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the full review for this Moto G31 smartphone. And this is sort of a budget mid-range smartphone from Motorola. And guys, I've been using it for more than 7 days with my primary son, so here is the full review. And by the way guys, this is not a 5G smartphone, so if you're looking for a 5G smartphone, this is not the one. But we'll go over some of the things that I've noticed that should help you in making a decision if this is right for you or not. Okay, the first big thing I would say with this smartphone is the screen. And again guys, watch the unboxing video that I had posted earlier to get a general overview. I won't go over that. And this is having a 6.4-inch screen guys, and it's an AMOLED screen, and it's a full HD plus screen. And I like the fact that this screen can actually go a little bit bright, up to 700 nits. That's why even when I mounted this phone on my bike, it was very bright sunlight, everything, left it on auto brightness, the screen was visible. So in terms of brightness, I would say they have done a good job. But again guys, to cut cost and to keep the cost in check, this is not a, this is a regular 60 Hz screen, not that 90 or 120 Hz. So that is something you got to note. But still, I would say a very good quality screen, and even because it's an AMOLED screen, watching videos on this one was a very good experience. Now moving to call quality and proximity sensor, I'm really happy to say that the call quality and the earpiece was very good, loud and clear on this one. And also I did not have an issue of proximity sensor, which is plaguing a lot of mid-range smartphones. So even for taking calls and stuff, this was a good phone. In fact, still my main SIM, that is primary SIM, Airtel, is in this one. And of course, yes, VoLTE and all those things it has. It also has Wi-Fi calling, and that works. In fact, I would say it has MIMO, 2x MIMO. And in fact, in terms of network reception, also they have done a good job. In fact, I was worried a little bit how would be the Wi-Fi performance. And here also, I would say the Wi-Fi performance is good. Let's test the Wi-Fi. I'm on Wi-Fi. Let me check if I'm on my 5 GHz. Yeah, 5 GHz Wi-Fi. So let's just test this and see. And yeah, it's just picking up. You can go up to 250-ish or something Wi-Fi, but nevertheless, as you can see, it goes like that. So nevertheless, the Wi-Fi performance was actually good on this smartphone, so you don't have to worry about it. I'll show you some results right now. My Wi-Fi is acting a little bit funny, looks like that. If I go here, and if you go to results, okay, results. And as you can see, I touched about 311 megabytes. So in terms of Wi-Fi performance and even the network, cellular network, this was done well. I did not have an issue with this one. Another small thing that I noticed, and this was a surprise because this is not an expensive smartphone. Again, what I tested is the base variant that has 4 gigabytes of RAM and 64 GB of storage, and this is for 13,000. That's the one that I am using. What I liked is when you invoke the keyboard on this one, the haptic feedback is actually pretty good for a mid-range smartphone. It's not, don't compare it with flagships or something, but for the price, the haptic feedback was a surprise to me. So I like the haptic feedback on this smartphone. And next thing again is about user interface. And you know guys, it's a Motorola phone, so stock Android experience. On the left you get your Google Pay and all those things. No ads, no bloatware or something. This is something that I really liked with this one. And at least now under 15,000 we have some choice. A person who wants an AMOLED screen, doesn't want to spend a lot but wants a stock Android smartphone, we have a choice. So that way I would say still no bloatware or unnecessary stuff that was loaded on this smartphone. Now coming to the processor used on this one, they've used the G85 on this one, and I would say it's a decent processor. Day-to-day stuff was fine guys, but I noticed some micro stutters here and there. Maybe it's just because I'm so used to 120 Hz screen and directly coming from the iPhone 13 Pro to this one. So that maybe it's just because of that I'm noticing. But I gave it to my daughter. She said it was perfectly fine. But sometimes I am noticing some micro jutters here and there. It's not a deal breaker, but just want to be transparent with you guys. So if you're used to that 120 Hz, you will notice it. But apart from that, as you can see, it's able to handle stuff fine. And this is the base variant, that is 4 gigabytes of RAM. And Good thing is that with this processor, some of you have asked me, is there any heating issues? No, I haven't noticed any heating issues with this smartphone. Used it for the past 7 days. Even as I've told you, used it on my bike continuously for GPS for more than 1.5 hours continuously. Then also it did not exhibit any heating issues or anything. Yes, with continuous GPS, this gets warm, but in regular usage, I did not have issue. So heating is not an issue with the smartphone. Coming to the fingerprint scanner, it's that rear mounted one. And it takes half a second, as you can see, and now I've got used to it. Initially, yes, you have to pick up the phone like this and it works. So I would say it's not a deal breaker nor a con. I wished, as I said in my unboxing video also, I wish they could have put the fingerprint scanner here within the power on off button, because that way it's more convenient, I would say. But this is just a thing to get used to, and it works, I would say. One issue that I noticed with this smartphone, and that is because of the G85 SOC, is that on some of the YouTube videos, let me see if I can find my own channel. Again, this is a 1080p screen, full HD AMOLED, guys. But if I go to, let's say, this Legion 5 Pro video, I think so. This one is in 4K.
Hi guys, this is Ranjit, and in this video, I'm going to give you my
let's go to 4K now. If I go to Advanced Options Quality, oh, okay, 440. 1440p only it is.
And I have been actually using
this one is working fine because this is 1440p at what do you say, 25 or 30 fps. But sometimes I've noticed in some of the videos that at 1440p 60 fps there was that minor lag. Again, as you notice, I noticed that. So that is that sometimes I have noticed the lag. But with YouTube videos in normal resolution, that 1080p and stuff, 1080p 50, 1080p 60, etc., not an issue. For example, let's go to my own channel. This Geekyranjit, right? That's my new channel. This was in 1440p 50 fps max. Let's see if it handles it. Let's go to advanced. Yes.
Beautiful. Oh my god, this.
As you can see, it works. But higher than this one, I have noticed that lagginess on YouTube, and that's because of the processor, guys. So it's not a deal breaker, but again, you are pushing the processor, I would say, the G85 SOC. Ideally, you're just pushing it. It was better if they would have gone for G95. But again, I'm just pushing it, doing extreme stuff. Also regarding gaming, I did play Call of Duty on this one, guys, and it played the game fine. But the game settings were max options were limited to medium. By default, it was set to low, but I played it on medium and it played fine. So that is the thing. Yes, you can play games also with this one, but for many of the games, you might have to keep the settings at medium or lower. This is not a smartphone for super heavy aggressive gamers. I'll be very blunt about that one. Moving to speakers, I've already shown in the unboxing video. It's fine. It's a single speaker, so not an issue. Now coming to something that I liked, and I think so that is only possible because this was a close to stock Android smartphone, no bloatware or anything. This is the base variant, guys, that comes with 4 gigabytes of RAM, and even in this one, I did not have RAM management issues, which I have seen on many smartphones, even with 6 gigabytes of RAM. Many of the apps that have to be in memory stay in memory. You don't have to worry about them. So yes, of course, after a certain point it will go back, but some of the apps, for example Truecaller, this MyGate, etc., these apps need to be in memory and they were not booted out. So that way I would say the RAM management is fine on this one. Yes, it will hold a lot more apps if you opt for the 6 gigabyte variant, but even with this 4 gigabyte RAM variant, using it for the past 7 days, this was not a deal breaker to me. The only thing is this comes with limited 64 gigabytes of storage, so that's the only thing, and you don't have a dedicated slot. It's a hybrid slot, so that is something you have to note. If you are a heavy user, you install a lot of apps and stuff, and you use both the SIMs, then you might not be able to put a micro SD card. Then maybe you might have to go with that 128 gigabyte variant. But RAM management was actually good. Now, one thing that really surprised me on this smartphone is the 5000 milliamp hour battery. It has a 5000 milliamp hour battery, and I have to say the battery life that I was getting on this smartphone surprised me. Every time, easily it was lasting for 2+ days on a single charge. And in terms of SOT, anywhere from 7.5 hours to even 9 hours you can actually get. So in terms of battery life, I was very impressed with this one. And again, it all comes down to the optimizations what they have done, and because of the stock Android, there are not a unnecessary processes that are running in the background. That way they are able to get very good battery life. So if battery life is a concern to you, you don't have to worry. Here I was surprised because I was a little bit skeptical how will it be with the G85 SOC, but I'm happy that the processor is actually able to handle it, and it's all because of the optimizations what they have done. So battery life is not an issue. And also like the weight, though this is having that 5000 milliamp hour battery. Earlier Moto phones, I said that even in my unboxing video, used to be very, very heavy. This is super light, and this also gives you that grip on the back. So I'm using it without the case. The case comes in the box. I used it without the case, and still after a week I didn't baby it around and anything, no scratches or anything. So that way it is actually nice. Now coming to the camera, this has that triple camera setup. 50 megapixel is the main, then we have a 8 megapixel that does a job of 2 ultra wide plus depth sensing, and then we have a 2 megapixel macro for close-ups. And as you saw in the unboxing video also, here were some of the samples. Even at night, in fact, it did much better than I expected if I compare it to some of the earlier Moto smartphones. And then these are some of the new samples I took in daylight, and again, as you can see, in daylight also it actually did a pretty decent job. So I would say the camera, I was very, very skeptical because some of the Motorola mid-range smartphones that do cost a little bit more than this one does not have this good camera performance. So I'm really glad that now the Motorola team is concentrating a little bit more on the camera. So looks like it's all because of the software optimizations what they are doing, and it is showing the difference. So camera, I won't say it's the best in this range or something like that, far from that, but the camera is good that you don't have to worry about it, I would say. Most of the shots that you take will come out good. In a pinch that you want to take will come out good with this smartphone. That's what I wanted to say. The front facing camera is definitely better, I would say, and it takes a pretty good shots, I would say. And I was satisfied with the front facing camera, and here are some quick video samples that I've taken with the front facing camera. Hi guys, this is a quick sample from the front facing camera of this Moto G31, and the audio is also being recorded wireless. And one thing I noticed is that in video you have to really stretch your hands because it crops in quite a bit, but this is the footage with the front facing camera. Okay guys, now coming to another thing, again it's a Moto phone, so this one also still has those Moto Gestures, so I feel it's very convenient. For example, double chop, if you do, this flashlight comes, so if you twist, the camera comes. So these things are there and they work very well. Again, I noticed that minor lag, sometimes I notice that stutter. It's not every time. That's what I have noticed. So the gestures also work very well on this one. And now coming to Android update, some of you have asked me, and guys, out of the box this comes with Android 11. If I go to about, in fact I was hoping that we will be getting one more Android OTA update, but then Android 11 is there out of the box as of now on this one. And I asked the Motorola team, and they said that Android 12 will be coming early next year. They didn't specify the month, so I think so early 2022 we should be getting that. And in regarding Android security updates, they said that the Android security updates also will be getting for this phone for the next 2 years. So that's regarding the Android update situation. So guys, this was the Moto G31 smartphone. And to summarize, I would say, if I have to summarize this smartphone, definitely I would say if you are a sort of a hardcore gamer or a super heavy user, this smartphone is not for you. And also if you're looking for 5G, then no, this is not for you. This is a smartphone for people average who uses normal usage, not very aggressive users, and who don't care about 5G as of now. But for them, I would say they want an AMOLED screen, and they also want that close to stock Android experience without any bloatware, junkware, and all that blah 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 that comes with smartphones these days. And you don't have very high budget. if you're that kind of a person, then you can certainly have a look at this one. And yes, for 13,000 rupees, if you are that kind of a person, I can definitely recommend this smartphone. But if you're looking for 5G and more power, if you're a gamer, then this is not for you. In fact, I was just checking the Flipkart page. I noticed that the Motorola will also be coming out with the Moto G51 very soon. I think so it's on 10th of December. I should be getting my unit very soon. That's a more powerful smartphone. We don't know the exact pricing. We'll know it on 10th itself. But that's supposed to be a proper 5G phone with 12 bands of 5G. And it has a new, processor. That's the Snapdragon 480 5G. And guys, there's a lot of confusion about the Snapdragon 480. In fact, the Snapdragon 480 5G version that they are using is almost close to about 720, Snapdragon 720 in terms of performance. So again, if you're looking for 5G, maybe that is the smartphone, but we don't know the details, what is the pricing and all of that. I should be getting the unit of that one also very soon, so I'll cover that, and I'll post the video when we have all the details. But anyways, this was the review for the Moto G31. What do you guys think about the same? Do let me know in the comment section below. And guys, if you're still not subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button, and also subscribe to my other channel if you want that vlog style or bike videos and other stuff. That's Geekyranjit Rides and Vlogs. Anyways guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care guys.